We're at the Anderson Campus Hospital, and they have a walking trail that extends over a mile. I never wanted to come here before, but I thought it was time to see this trail and to deal with my demons. Did you know that some everyday places can be a war zone for an empath? It's true. When you are super sensitive to all the subtle changes in an environment and are also a sponge for people's emotions, some very normal places can become overwhelming. Here is one of the 5 worst places for an empath. Yes, hospitals. As an empath, you soak in all the pain and suffering of the world, whether or not you are consciously aware of it. It stands for a reason that a hospital, a veritable castle of suffering, would be a truly awful place for you to be. When my father had a heart attack, the hospital staff recommended that I stayed with him in his room. I was more than happy to do this, but I didn't realize what a toll it would take on me. Not only was I not sleeping much because of worrying about him, hearing various beeps, and being woken by hourly nurse visits, but I was also soaking in all of my father's pain, as well as the pain of everyone on that floor. By the end of his stay, I walked outside to get some air and just burst into tears. Being inside that hospital constantly for over a week was a serious mistake for me, as it would be for you. This was just one of the many stays he would have over the next 20 years, and some of those stays were right here in this hospital. What makes life challenging for empaths is that they live in 2 worlds, their own and that of the external world that they feel and experience all the time. And for some, both worlds feel primary. Both worlds are experienced internally as important and valid. Regulating the nervous systems are important for empaths, as we are feeling things all the time. We walk into a room and we feel the space. We engage in a conversation and we feel the tone. We wake up in the night and we feel the next day. So part of caring for ourselves is learning how to regulate our own nervous system. Notice when your body is giving you signals of distress, a cramping in your stomach, a quickening in your chest, a tightening in your throat. The earlier you catch the sensation, the easier it will be to bring your nervous system back into equilibrium. And that is something that I have never been able to master yet.
Look, there's another path.
While almost all humans experience empathy to some degrees, empaths are especially attuned to the emotions and well-beings of those around them. So if you're an empath and you have to go to the hospital, here's how you have to survive. You have to limit your time or take breaks. Put your shield up. And some will say this is stupid, but it works. An energetic shield is one of the most important things for an empath, and it is also super easy to do. To create a shield, you have to simply imagine that you have a bright light that emanates out from your stomach and all the way around you, front and back, top and bottom. Imagine that this light is whatever color you would associate with protection or safety, and when you are done, it should look like you have a colorful Easter egg of light surrounding your body. Practice grounding, which I did a video on grounding. Just look for it and you'll find it. Grounding is also an easy but essential practice for anyone that is a highly sensitive person. There are many ways to ground yourself, but some of my favorites including taking off my shoes and standing barefoot on the ground, holding onto a tree, or visualizing that you have roots of light that shoot out through the bottom of your feet like roots from a tree. I like to imagine that any stress or negativity is flowing out the bottom of my feet into the ground. The main thing with grounding is to do whatever makes sense to you, to feel like you are standing on a solid foundation and reducing the buildup of energy. It's a lot like touching a wall or a wood dresser when you feel like you've built up a static charge. When you ground yourself, you are releasing the buildup of all the emotional energy you've picked up moving through the world. And listen to your body and respect yourself by setting clear boundaries. I still don't think I'll come back here often because the energies of this area is very overwhelming and it's just easier to stay away. But I faced my demons today, and for that I am grateful. If you're still watching this, thank you, and God bless you. And please consider subscribing, and that is what will keep these videos possible. We love you all.